not even 24 hours removed, I guess, from the MLB trade deadline. Giants made a lot of moves yesterday. They said goodbye to 6 players, 2 of them being, really, really, really good this year. And another one having a lot of team control. Luis Ariz, Robbie Ray, and obviously Elliot Ramos. Tyler Mahle also there. Caleb Killian. Eric Miller, the guy that, was an afterthought as a reliever in this. You might have gotten the best return for him with the most upside potentially in Marcelo Mayer, a former top 5 draft pick 5 years ago. So it's a, low risk, high reward potential for him. But was there moves that weren't made yesterday, Giants fans, that you're a little upset did not happen?
Can we play a game?
Yeah.
Because I see a lot of people that are questioning why I'm just melancholy about the whole thing.
Are you supposed to be happy?
Well, that's what I want to do. I want to play a game. What if I turned on the microphones this morning and I was like, did you see the 19-year-old that the Giants got? I know we're 18 games under 500. Don't look at the big league club. But did you see the 20-year-old right-handed pitcher who might be good one day? Did you see that guy? Did you see him? Did you see what we got? Hey, I know Luis Ariz has been the lone bright spot this year who actually bought into the coaching staff and has reaped the rewards and has one of the highest batting averages in the National League. But did you see the 20-year-old who one day, maybe 2028, maybe 2029, might come up and be an arm for this organization? Like, I ask sincerely, is that what Giants fans, is that what you want?
I think
Do you want spoon-fed googly glop?
That sounds great. The fact that they are down so bad as a fan base, they are looking for any positivity.
No, I get that.
No, I think that's as simple as that. But to be so over the top to say it's a grand slam for Posey and Manassian yesterday, they absolutely reshaped the entire future of this franchise. I was like, these guys still have to develop and get to the bigs.
What?
So I refuse to be excited until I see the development process play out. Because the development process has shown me, Joe, for the last decade, there's a disconnect from when they get to this farm system and they get to the bigs. You referenced Joey Bart. You referenced Marco Luciano. You've referenced all the different Giants prospects once upon a time for this team. Even Casey Schmidt, it took a long time, even when he was in the big leagues, going back down, coming back up.
Didn't even want Casey Schmidt to start the year.
No, people were rolling their eyes saying, why is this guy at first base to start the season? Bryce Eldridge, we didn't know anything. Thank God for Bryce. But you know what? He's learning adjustments in real time at the big league level. It's very difficult for me to get excited about all the prospects when now the next step is the development of said prospects. And there's been a failure. And I don't want to put this all on Posey. This is not just a Buster Posey Manassian thing.
This is an organizational thing that has predated his arrival, but has not been fixed since his arrival.
That's right. It's been systemic, if you will. And something needs to change. And I'm hopeful that in the coming years it can change. And maybe they could rewrite the script on what is right now a bad tenureship for both those guys, Manassian and Posey. But until that happens, I'm keeping my cards close to the vest. And I am, hoping for the best, but preparing for the worst. Unfortunately.
I think that, I guess my setting is just a little different than others. I just feel like you forfeited the right for me to throw you a ticker taper parade on the day that you moved a bunch of guys that everyone knew you had to move. Maybe Ramos, you didn't. But like, you did what you needed to do. Like, okay, I'm excited. And let's see, like, time will tell if these guys are great, good, busts, good trades, not good trades, like last year. We're going to get a good look at Blade Tidwell.
Yeah.
We'll find out whether that was a good trade.
Yeah.
As Drew Gilbert, who was a guy you acquired last year, he's been solid.
All right. Yeah. He's been all right. But am I doing jumping jacks for Drew Gilbert right now?
Let me ask you this. Is Drew Gilbert your starting center fielder for next year?
Well, what's going on with Harrison Bader's foot?
No, well, Harrison Bader's gone.
I
don't want to even talk about him.
Okay, all right.
I honestly don't want to talk about him. He doesn't deserve my oxygen.
I know, but he's on the roster technically, so...
Agreed.
No,
but I'm asking.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
But like Drew Gilbert has...
But do I want him to be?
No, I like Drew Gilbert.
He's solid.
But if you're having Drew Gilbert play center field...
What does that signal to you?
Probably you're also playing a bunch of other fourth outfilders, and you don't have many real legitimate starters.
You said it right there. Fourth outfielder. He's a nice guy off the bench.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
He's a vibes guy, too. He can make some great plays.
So we'll see. I mean, they could be Luciano, where they just can't play at all.
Chris Rose also echoes your sentiments, Joe. It's hard for him to say that they did a great job.
What did he say?
He was on yesterday with Willard and Grandy and, John Boy Media, NFL Network. We love Chris Rose. We've had him on the show many a time. This is what he had to say about Buster.
And I thought he did the right thing. To me, it was practical. I can't say that he did a great job because so many of those guys we have no idea of what they're going to be like at the big league level.
Exactly. Like
I think that's so well said.
How could I say they're going to doing a great job? I don't know what these guys are. It's almost like when you trade a big player in the NFL. You trade, like, let's say the Raiders. Let's say they trade Max Crosby with the Dallas Cowboys. Right? It's been rumored. Maybe that happens. For a first rounder and a second round pick. Or 2 first rounders. Let's do that. 2 first rounders. Well, how can I say that the Raiders did a great job? I don't know who those first rounders are going to be.
What was it the year that they took the safety with the first round pick from Khalil Mack?
Oh, Jonathan Abram. Yeah.
And I actually liked him.
Yeah. Like the one move that actually ended up being like the good move for them was Josh Jacobs, a running back who we all kind of poo-poo positional value of drafting running backs in the first round. A lot of people do.
Yeah.
So it's like, how could I say you did a good job if that player doesn't live up to what Khalil Mack was, who was a DPOI, multiple-time All-Pro? Like, I know the Cowboys in this scenario are getting an All-Pro player in Max Crosby. The Raiders might get someone good, but who knows? Again, that's how I'm viewing it right now. These are prospects. Who knows if it works out? And again, maybe they develop or they move in the pipeline and you get yourself in a position at another trade deadline where you can flip them again for proven talent. That is a possibility too.
Yeah.
In all this.
I like the direction in general of where they're going. I just wish that they were. I mean, I know it sounds unreasonable and I get it. I know people don't want to hear this, but unless they moved Chapman, Adames, or Devers, and I didn't even really want to move Devers, it's just, I think they needed to free up money to be reallocated, and they need to free up a spot. They have an infield logjam. And so for me to say they knocked it out of the park at the deadline, I think you have forfeited that right when you're 20 games out and you trade away. The majority of those guys have no future with the Giants. Okay, you did what you had to do. But to truly get like an A+ excitement level out of me, they needed to be able to move off of one of the big contracts. Some way, somehow.
You are listening to 95 The Game, KGMZ FM and HD1 San Francisco, an Odyssey sports station in the home of the Golden State Warriors. The Valkyries, always on the free Odyssey app. We are coming to you live from the Laughing Monk Studios. Bonta Hill going to be joining us in the 9 o'clock hour, as he does each and every Tuesday. And it's presented by Ceremony Ford, your Bay Area Ford store.
And here's my favorite comment. SC in the YouTube chat. They tried. No one wanted them. Well, I ask you, okay? Like, yes, you're probably correct. And I would say to you then, how will it get better? Joe, if they tried, just hear me out though, if they tried and no one wants them, why would anyone want them a year from now?
You don't get credit for trying.
Why would someone want them 2 years from now? Like if I were to just go to Giants fans and I put a poll out right now, buy down $100 million of Adames' contract right now or play the whole thing out. Buy it down, just burn $100 million in the middle of the ground right now of his deal, or play the whole thing out. What are Giants fans choosing?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. 888-957-9570. I would eat the $100 million and open up a roster spot so he's not blocking anyone in the future. That's what I would do. I don't know if anyone else is willing to do that. Would you do that?
I would have done it yesterday.
But I don't know.
I don't know if ownership would have done that.
I don't know if a lot of Giants fans also would agree with you. I don't know if they're willing to eat all that money and they would like to see, hey, maybe Willy's got some value at some point. And I would love to see that because two seasons in his Giants tenureship, what does he do well?
Well, and I guess this
seriously.
Well, this goes back to ownership.
Hit solo home runs when you're losing 5-0.
I'm not 100% sure ownership is fully committed to doing everything it takes to truly bottom this thing out.
You got whoever that was in the YouTube chat. That just really triggered me. They get credit for trying.
No, I don't think that's what they were getting at.
But I've seen that a lot.
It takes two to tango.
You get a lot for trying, and this isn't just this sport included. There's a lot of different general managers. Like, oh, at least they made calls to trade someone. At least they made calls on so and so. At least they checked in on Jaylen Brown. No, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
It's the Warriors. At least they checked in on Jaylen Brown and Giannis. They get credit for that. You don't get credit for trying. If that was the case, my mom wouldn't be mad at me coming back and getting a D on a test. But Mom, I tried. Oh, great. That's the bare minimum. You should have tried a little bit harder and paid attention a little harder in class so you got at least a C+ or a B- or a B or hope to God an A. Trying is the bare minimum.
Let's go around the room, then I'll ask you guys. And, 888-957-9570. If you were presented with eat down $100 million on a dominant, he's owed 160 over the remainder of this year and then moving forward. If you had the chance right now, you pay down $100 million, you just burn it. Would you do it?
Yep.
I would have.
I would.
Would Sam?
Oh, I'd eat all of it.
100%. I actually put a poll on there on YouTube, on the YouTube chat. So let's see what they say.
Let's go. Go to the YouTube chat. We are streaming on YouTube right now.
I just don't think ownership was ready to do that. And I think that's wrong. And that sucks. Because that's the only way you're getting rid of the guy.
Well, how do you
do the right thing, Greg?
How do you present it if you're talking to the Johnsons? Like,
guys, we made a horrific mistake here. We have a logjam on the infield. No, it's pretty simple to me. Like, we have a logjam on the infield. Casey's better than we thought. We're going to slide Chapman over to short, occasionally. We've got all of these, like a plethora of middle infielders in double and single A that are going to be coming through in at least a year or so. If we don't get out in front of this now, we're going to be stuck left holding the bag. And it's either we hang on to this depreciating player that could maybe be moved now to free up more money that we'll just either eat or reallocate. I don't know. But like we've got this. We cannot be stuck with this. I'm just a big believer in this one too, Joe. If you know an investment is the wrong one, you just got to get out of it. And one thing I give the Niners a lot of credit for, a ton of credit for, is they knew almost right away Trey Lance wasn't good. And they were like, just go.
Yep.
Just go. We'll get whatever we can for you. Just go. Now, football's different. You're not eating as much money. They got whatever they could. Like, I'm not saying it's the same. But, like, there is something very simplistic about the minute you know someone's not in your fold, just move off them.
Howie Roseman does this very well with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Great call.
I think of Bryce Huff immediately. They gave him a fat contract from A.J. Brown. They got the most out of A.J. Brown, I think, just given the player and the personality. But Bryce Huff was a guy they paid a lot of money to, coming from the New York Jets. Didn't fit their system at all. They still won the Super Bowl, and then they traded him. Traded him to the Niners.
I know.
And it was a low-risk move for the Niners. I actually liked and appreciated, but it was a loss for Howie Roseman. But again, no one cares about that because he pivoted immediately.
I mean, it's the Bill Walsh, Bill Belichick. Like, once I know I'm done with you, sayonara.
Would you have been willing, and are you still willing, to eat over $100 million on a Willy Adames contract if it means you move off from it?